Good afternoon. It's Daniel, your Network and Action IT extraordinaire, and I am currently joined by Katrina Keys. Katrina, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Katrina, you are a Network and Action franchisee, and would you mind telling us what areas of the country that you service?
Yes, so I own a network and action franchise in Houston, Texas area, Greenway Plaza, Midtown, and Ion.
Okay, that's quite a few groups. And how long have you been guys?
So I bought my franchise in May of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and then I launched my first group in November of 2019.
Okay, so 2019. And what were you doing before that?
So I am an HR person by trade. So I've been in HR for over 20 years. So just really building relationships and really getting to know people, which is why I thought the franchise was a perfect fit for me and what I do.
Right on. I think that background could kind of complement the oh, it says my internet, so hopefully it'll be good. But that background would kind of do well complementing the aspect, the fact that all of our franchisees are pretty much the membership committee for their members. They need to be selective, right?
Yeah,
Would you say? Would you
100%.
agree?
Yes. Oh, 100%. That's one of the things I love is the fact that, when I'm building my groups, I get to know people and I want to get to know that they're a fit, not just a fit for my group, but for the whole culture of network and action. Are they givers? Do they care about people? And are they wanting to make an impact and build a relationship that lasts a lifetime for sure?
Right on, right on. And it seems you've taken to it well. What made you? What was the pivoting moment where you decided, you know what, I want to do this. I want to be a community builder with Network in Action.
In all honesty, I have to tell you my best friend. I told her about what was going on. I told her about the opportunity. She said, "This seems like a perfect fit for you." I did not have an entrepreneurial spirit, so I was a little nervous about the whole entrepreneurial aspect. And she was like, "Don't even think about that. Think about the impact you can have and the people that you meet on a regular basis. They can get so much value from someone that cares about networking and building relationships." So really, I have to give all the props to my best friend for this because she really pushed me and got me to see all the aspects of it. I had a little bit of tunnel vision. I was only thinking about it from the entrepreneurial aspect versus the whole kit and caboodle, like the relationships and the impact and the people that I'll get to meet and build relationships with. So I'll give it to her.
Yeah. And I could see that it's you've truly taken to it. I see your background. You're decked out, network in action, building relationships that last a lifetime. You're sporting the brand and you're doing it well. So what would you say you enjoy most about your franchise?
To be honest with you, I would have to say, not even, brown nosing, Scott Talley. Scott and you and the team, just seriously, if I call, text, email, having that support. I think so often people go into franchises and they don't know what they're going to have, and they don't, what they were told they were going to have and what they really get doesn't match. So really, I have to say the thing that has been amazing to me has been the support and the technology, all the different aspects that are all tied to the support. I think a lot of times people think of support as just people, but it's the people, it's the tools, it's the communication, all the things that we get as franchise owners is beyond belief. Because prior to joining and deciding to purchase this franchise, someone was like, "You should just do it yourself." And I'm like, no, you don't understand what I'm going to get. I'm not just getting starting a group. I'm getting so much support, so much cheerleading, and where you can just pick up the phone and call and say, "Well, I don't understand this," or, "Hey," before I could even ask, there's a video posted explaining something to me. "Hey, do it this way." I'm like, "Oh, great. I was just going to ask that question." So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I really love. I've encouraged, I have a person that I encourage to purchase a franchise. I've sent 2 or 3 more referrals through. And the people that I talk to, they're like, "Man, you're having fun." I'm like, "Yeah, I enjoy this." And I enjoy the fact that that I have a group of people that are supporting me and giving me everything that I need.
That's really nice of you to say. And obviously, we do our best efforts here at corporate to provide that support. Um, I always, whenever we are presenting the franchise to new prospects, people that might potentially want to get on board, that's something that I tend to lean on a bit more. Scott to focus on the bells and whistles, but I'm like, hey, when you join Network in Action, you get us, you get that not only do you get the corporate, support from me and everyone else here, but you also have a network of other franchisees that we link up with weekly. We spitball, we exchange ideas, and it's working well. And I'm glad you've taken to it and you've embraced it. So, okay, so do you have, let me see what I want to go with next. So let's get this out the way. COVID-19. All right. So we're in the year 2020. It's September 18th today. How has it affected your business?
My business has blossomed. So it's kind of funny. Scott and I have had many, many conversations. Cold calling is not my thing. I'm a networker. I'll meet someone in a in a corner and talk to them, right? And so for me, I just really buckled down, and it was a lot of positive energy from Scott and you all. And I was like, okay, this is the time. And so my groups have actually grown. I want to say prior to the pandemic, when I had one group up and running, and it only had, I think, 14 people. I got that group up to 22.
Right on.
Then my second group was 0, and it's up to 14. And then my
Excellent.
third group, I'm so excited. Just today, I've added my third person. I got to do it in the system, but that group was at 0. So really, during the pandemic, in this time, I've added over 20 people to my groups, and there's also pending people, right? People that are like, well, I want to do this, but maybe not quite yet. But it's really been great because people really need this. People need to have the time together, and what we do is so much more than networking. We really help business owners really grow, and I hold them accountable. And that's one of the things that I really, my people in my groups are like, you keep up with me. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm supposed to do. And so that it's more than just a network, and it's a relationship. A new person that's joining the group, I just reached out to him today, and I was like, hey, I didn't hear from you yesterday. He's like, I was having a rough day. He's like, thank you for calling. When we got through, he was so excited. He was like, thank you so much for calling and caring about me. And he was like, I'm signing up today. I'm sending you everything. I want to do it. So, that care and that concern is genuine, and people feel it and they know it. And then when they, get down the road or whatever, they don't even look back. They're like, man, thank you. So it's really been great just getting to know so many amazing people, really understand what we do is so much more than referrals and networking. We care about you. We care about your business. We want you to grow and be successful.
Yeah, that's the story that keeps on repeating is when the relationships that emerge from this over time, but especially from the onset, when we take somebody under our wing, it's we're about them, and we're about getting them acquainted, getting them in the group, and getting them all the tools they need for success. So yeah, keep that up, Katrina. You're doing a great job there. So all right, so what would you say you what do you enjoy most about your franchise?
What I enjoy probably the most is that it's always evolving. And what I mean by that is every week it seems like we get a new asset, a new tool. And that makes it so much easier to engage people, engage your members, because I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you what we're doing now. We added this perk for you. And I'm really enjoying that because I don't have to go out and figure out, okay, what should I do next? I have a resource. I have people there at corporate that are like, hey, Katrina, look, this is what we're doing. And no, they're not just talking to me, but I feel like it, right? I feel like it's personal, right? It's like, hey, this is what you need to do to be more successful. And that's how I take it. I take it as a personal conversation with me. When we're on our meetings and our calls, when I read messages, I take it as a personal cheerlead to me, like, great job, Katrina, or do this, Katrina, because I think that is what's making the difference for me. That's what makes it easier for me to get up and make those phone calls and have those conversations. And sometimes a conversation is a chat that turns into, I want to be in your group. And I'm like, okay, so that really has really added so much value in remembering all the things. Sometimes it's hard. It's like, oh my goodness, we do that too. When people are talking, I'm like, oh, we do that also. And they're like, oh my goodness, what don't y'all do? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Name something, I'll tell you we don't do it, but pretty much you name it, we do it. So
we
that
we
has
got a
probably been
lot
a
of moving
big
parts
plus.
for sure.
Yes, and it's been great. And
Yeah.
the members are loving it.
And you're one of the ones that I would say we introduce something new. You're absolutely. Willing to try it, you know. And so we'll roll something out in you, and we're like, all right, is this going to work? And Katrina, boom, I see those forms coming through the system. I'm like, all right, she's embraced it. So she's leading the way there. So yeah, good job with that. And all right, so we're going to be wrapping up the conversation soon. But do you have any advice that you would have for somebody who's interested in starting their own group or starting a network and action franchise, or even just buying a franchise in general?
All of it. The advice I have for people is stay focused. Realize that it's not about the person next to you, about another franchise owner. It's about you, your focus, your determination. Stay connected to the brand. And what I mean by that, not just other franchise owners, stay connected with you all at corporate. You have a question, a concern, a struggle, don't be ashamed to ask. I'm the person I call and text in a heartbeat. Everybody knows it. I will ask anything. Stay connected to the brand, and also build a rapport with other franchise owners, so that you have someone to bounce ideas off and things like that. You have to have your trust circle, right? Of people that actually understand network and action, because sometimes you don't have that. If you're looking for something that can make a difference in people's lives, the network and action is for you. Because the difference I've been able to make, and that's not me saying that, that's my group members saying that. They're like, you've really made a difference in my life. And they're like, we care about you as much as you care about us. And that's probably the key thing. Just realize if you want to make a difference, this is the way to go, and stay connected to the brand and stay focused, stay on task, because it's not going to be easy. They're going to be rough days, and have someone that can cheerlead you through those rough days. I stay connected with other people, and some days I can hear it, I listen to them, and I'm like, okay, here, this is what we're going to do today. And we hold each other accountable, and we partner together and cheerlead each other, because the ultimate goal is success. And I feel like that is something I can't say about all other franchises. I know the network and action field cares about my success. And I
Absolutely.
think that's something that anyone that's out there looking at franchises, looking at what they want to do next, that needs to be your main thing. Do they care about my success? And network and action has proven to me that they do. With every phone call, every response to my message, every posting, every meeting we have, I can tell that there's true care and concern for me.
Right on. Katrina, it's been a really great conversation with you. Thank you for you're representing it awesome, and we're so glad to have you on board with us. So with that, it's been lovely speaking with you, and I hope I catch you around next time. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Later, Katrina.
Bye.